Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Bismillah wa salatu wassalam ala rasulillah. Welcome, sisters. Today's is the lecture 2 for the Islamic ruling al-hukm al-shar'i. We'll repeat some of the definitions that we took before, and we'll emphasize it today, inshallah, binillah ta'ala. And again, also, we'll talk about how to extract the Islamic ruling from the fiqh. The previous lesson that we had, yani, alhamdulillah, we had only just a normal introduction about it and how important it is to know about the Islamic ruling, and it is the continuation of the fiqh by itself. But again, if you remember when we had on the Telegram, we asked if everybody's okay with the exams. So some of the students, they had some issues. They said it's okay to have the quizzes, dates, and the midterm, but they were not okay with the final exam. So I would like to see the students, what is their view, inshallah, binillah ta'ala, if you can speak loud. All right, can you see the screen? Is it shown, the screen?
Assalamu alaikum, teacher. Yes, it's shown.
Barakallahu fikum. All right, just hold on. We'll go and come back. All right, so subhanAllah, we'll continue today for lecture 2. Some of the students, they had some views regarding to the exam. So if any of the students, they can share this, please. We put it on the Telegram that the exam would be in a specific days, the quizzes after 2. For example, we started on 24th, today is 31st. So next week, we're gonna have the exam for the 2 lecture, which we had at lecture 1 and lecture 2. Then we continue our lecture. Then after 2 lecture, like for example, next week we'll have a lecture, and then 14th, we're gonna have a lecture, and then we will have a quiz again. So we could have like 3 quizzes. And after 3 quizzes, we're gonna have a midterm. After the midterm, we're gonna have again quizzes, and then we'll have the final. So whatever the quantity in the midterm is not going to be included in the final exam, which is going to be on the 6th of November. So some of the students, they had a different view and they wanted to negotiate for today. So is it okay if the sisters, they can share their opinion? We have 7 voted that Saturday to attend once. And some of them, they said, okay, to have each 2 lecture quiz. Midterm also they voted for. The midterm, they weren't happy about it. And some of them, they voted for the final exam too. So they were okay with the quizzes, but the midterm and final, they had an issue, and they said today they're gonna discuss. There is 2 students. No one? So are you okay to have each Saturday a class, or you want it more than in 1 week? That we can finish early. So we're gonna finish on the 6th of November as a final exam. Is it okay?
For me, I would like, if it's possible and suitable for everyone, to have more than once a week.
All right, so we'll check, inshallah. We'll vote again on the group, and we'll see the students again if they're okay with it, inshallah. Jazakumullah khairan. So we'll start, inshallah. All right, we talked about the Islamic ruling, all right? And we had the language meaning, if you remember. The language meaning of usul, because the definition, it is divided into 2. The language meaning, it means the base. But the mustalah, it means evidence. Again, usul meaning as lugha, we call it lugha in Arabic, as a definition, general definition. If you say usul, which you can use it in any term in Arabic, this is the meaning of base. But if I want to say what usul means in the Islamic way, like for example in hadith, or what it means in the fiqh, or in Islamic way, in the mustalah, or in a specific a type of, for example, it is, for example, like Arabic. If I say mustalah in the Arabic, in the Arabic subject. But if we talk about Islamic subject as mustalah, means evidence, okay? And the evidence meaning, the language for fiqh means understanding, and the mustalah in Islamic subject, it means rules, knowledge rules, or basic material, or the meaning of basic foundation, okay? So this is the meaning of fiqh. And also we said, what is the meaning of fiqh knowledge, and what is the differences between fiqh knowledge and usul al-fiqh knowledge. So the only difference is here, it's added usul. And as we said, usul means base, evidence. So fiqh knowledge means rules taking from a specific evidence. The fiqh is rules taking from specific evidence. And we specify what is the meaning of specific evidence. Specific evidence, like when Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is asking us to pray, for example, to do zakah. This is a specific evidence. So the fiqh knowledge, which we extracted from the specific evidence. And usul al-fiqh knowledge, usul al-fiqh, it is a little bit more wider, bigger umbrella. It's the basic, it's the foundation taking from the general evidence. So we have a general statement, for example, وَمَا آتَاكُمُ الرَّسُولُ فَخُذُوهُ وَمَا نَهَاكُمْ عَنْهُ فَانْتَهُوا. Whatever the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam brought for you, take it. And what the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, he told you not to do it, then keep it away. All right? So usul al-fiqh and fiqh knowledge, there are differences. One of them is specific, the other one is general evidence. All right. We need to finish some of the definition before we go into details, inshallah. So actually, usul, in general, this knowledge, it's like a nickname, okay? It is an art, fan, art. The usul was described as an art before. Anything regarding to a subject in an Islamic subject, even al-lughat al-Arabiya, okay, or there is a specific thing which is called fan, means art. Why it's called art? Because you need to use your mind, you need to use your thinking, how to come up with it. It's not about only it is a foundation and that's it. No, it is an art. So usul al-fiqh, it is an art. So this is how it was before. Originally, it was called fiqh art. which it is the same Usoul al-Fiqh knowledge. It's the same thing. So if some of the books, if you open, you find Fiqh art, it's the same Usoul al-Fiqh. The Usoul al-Fiqh, I will remind you again, it is the big umbrella which you take the general evidence, okay? Now, we'll revise again Usoul al-Fiqh definition, if you remember, by Najmuddin al-Baydawi. Last week we took it. Al-Baydawi, he passed away on the 7th of Hijri. So he introduced the definition of fiqh as what? To know how to extract knowledge from general evidence and benefit from it. In short, so it is a knowledge which we extract from where? From the general evidence, and then what to do with it? That we want to benefit. Simple as that. Then, Usoul al-Fiqh at that time, it was also called as evidence of fiqh. Adillat al-Fiqh, evidence of fiqh. Again, do you remember Usoul? In the mustalah means evidence. So it's the same word. Usoul al-Fiqh is the same evidence of fiqh. So if you see evidence of fiqh, don't get confused. It's the same Usoul al-Fiqh. Again. Then this fiqh, by time it progressed and it had a lot of definitions and so on, it went more wider. But those days, Usoul al-Fiqh is the same evidence of fiqh. So if the people, they say evidence of fiqh, it's the same Usoul al-Fiqh. Okay, so we go further. Evidence of fiqh, it is not the same particular evidence. So don't mix between general evidence and specific evidence. If you remember particular evidence, again, when Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, he said to us, أقيموا الصلاة آتوا الزكاة. So this is particular evidence. Evidence of fiqh is different. Particular evidence is different. Evidence of fiqh is the general evidence. So if you hear what are the evidence of fiqh? Evidence of fiqh, it is the general evidence, but not the particular. Okay? Now, from the definition which Al-Baydawi, he explained that it is a knowledge that we extract from it, right? It's a knowledge that we extract from it, the general evidence. So what do we get from that? To know the evidence first, what are the evidence? How to benefit from the evidence, and the person who extract this knowledge called al-mujtahid, which now he's called al-faqih. Yani, who's using this knowledge? Is it me and you? There is a people who are working hard. Mujtahid means they're working hard to get the knowledge, to go higher as scholars, or is called faqih. Faqih, okay? So there's three things in Al-Baydawi, definition. He talks about what is the evidence, how to benefit from the evidence, and who is extracting this knowledge, okay? So why do we extract this knowledge again? Why everybody cares about this thing? Why? All this topic is going back to Islamic ruling, because I want to know this Islamic ruling, it's coming from where? How can I extract it? So today, inshallah, we're going to answer this question. Ibn Amr al-Hajib. There is a guy called Ibn Amr al-Hajib or Ibn al-Hajib. Even if we come up in the exam, Ibn al-Hajib, he give a definition of Usoul al-Fiqh as what? He said it's a general foundation that reach you to extract the Islamic ruling branches, which comes from it, which this Islamic ruling branches, you get from that the specific evidence. Now, Al-Hajib, he gave the same definition of Al-Baydawi. They are the same, all right? But in fact, he gave the definition of fiqh. If you remember the fiqh, we go back. What is the definition of fiqh? The definition of fiqh If you remember last session, we said fiqh is rules taken from a specific evidence. Okay? So if you go back to Ibn Am, he explained it that Islamic ruling, which has come from, it is a general foundation that is extracting the knowledge from to lead to specific evidence. In short, let us put it in a different way. So Ibn Hajib, he described the Usoul al-Fiqh definition as foundation that reach you to extract the fiqh from. That's it. So he said there is foundation that I extract my fiqh from. This is what he gave the definition from Usoul al-Fiqh. So Usoul al-Fiqh again, it's the foundation, is the base that I reach to extract the fiqh from. So the meaning, fiqh, from where it comes from? It comes from the foundation. What are the foundation? Now we'll come and revise it again. What are the foundation? The foundation, which are the general evidence, are coming from Quran, Sunnah, Ijma', Qiyas. So again, let us go back to the definition. Foundation, the base of Quran, of the Sunnah, of Ijma', of Qiyas, that reach you to extract the fiqh from. So the fiqh didn't come hanged like that. There is somewhere, this fiqh, it has a base where I extract the fiqh from. Okay? I extract this fiqh from the Quran, I extract this fiqh from the Sunnah, I extract this fiqh from Ijma', I extract this fiqh from Al-Qiyas. So this is Usoul al-Fiqh. So my knowledge, I got it from the book of Allah and the Sunnah of the Prophet Muhammad ﷺ and Ijma' al-Sahaba or al-Tabi'in or Ijma' al-Ulama and Al-Qiyas. Al-Qiyas, if you remember last time when we described it, we gave an explanation for Al-Qiyas. It was about is the information that you have it in the Quran or in Sunnah, then something new happened. I evaluate the situation to this rule which Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala talked about it. For example, the drugs that it affects the body and make your mind lose, or you lose your mind. So the drugs, it was evaluated or measured as it's not allowed equal to the alcohol, because alcohol is haram, la yajuz. It makes your mind not working in a proper way. So the same thing, they measured it as the value of the drugs. So this is the meaning of al-qiyas. So there is a rule in the Quran or a rule in the Sunnah, or there is something has been there, or ijma', then subhanallah, this has been measured to that. That's it. It's not al-qiyas I invented from my pocket or my brain. No, the evidence is there. The evidence exists. It is there. But I measured it, or I evaluated, or I equal it to the other evidence. Now, an example again, we'll repeat, of a general evidence as a general statement. وَمَا آتَاكُمُ الرَّسُولُ فَخُذُوهُ وَمَا نَهَاكُمْ عَنْهُ فَانْتَهُوا. This is the sister when she asked, which surah is it? It is Surah Al-Hashr, ayah number 7. This is a general statement. What the Prophet Muhammad ﷺ brought for you, take it. And what the Prophet Muhammad ﷺ asked you to stop it, or he asked you not to do it, then don't do it. This is a general statement. It doesn't talk about a specific thing. All right. Now we come to the specific evidence. The specific evidence, فليحذر الذين يخالفون عن أمرهم. Yeah, this is the general one. I'm sorry. I thought this specific. All right. فليحذر الذين يخالفون عن أمرهم أن تصيبهم فتنة أو تصيبهم عذاب أليم. This is another evidence, as a general evidence, that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is saying that be careful not to disobey. Fitna will be there for the people who are disobeying the Prophet Muhammad ﷺ and Allah Azza wa Jal. So this is a general statement. This is Surah An-Nur. So this is general evidence, a type of general evidence. Now, let us go to the general evidence and try to compare between the general evidence and the specific evidence. So we have here the two comparison. We need to emphasize this information till you get used to it. So when I say general evidence, you know. If I say specific evidence, then you know. الدليل الإجماعي الدليل الإجمالي in Arabic general evidence الدليل الإجمالي فليحذر الذين يخالفون عن أمرهم. Okay, this is the ayah that we had it in Surah An-Nur. And we have the other side, which we have it in Surah Al-Baqarah, وَأَقِيمُوا الصَّلَاةَ وَآتُوا الزَّكَاةَ. So it is a specific. Now, why did I write this sheet in front of you or this information? I want you to know Usoul al-Fiqh and Fiqh knowledge, where it stands. So, general evidence, it reach you to understand Usoul ilm al-fiqh, Usoul al-fiqh knowledge, which it is Usoul evidence foundation. Again, the general statement or general evidence, it make you reach to Usoul al-fiqh knowledge. يعني what is the meaning of Usoul? Means evidence. Remember? Evidence. Evidence of fiqh knowledge. By this fiqh knowledge, I'm extracting a very important base, Usoul evidence foundation. Again, from this, we get this, then this. This is a very important when you have the general umbrella. Why do I need a general umbrella? Because from the general umbrella, we get general statements. And now I will tell you why do I benefit from the general statements. And inshallah, when you will study fiqh more and more, you will find there is foundation, there is a type of words that you need to memorize it, like 5 basics or 6 basics, that you can apply it in many things. 5 basics to 6 basics that you can apply it, most of it in many things. For example, if you remember last time when I asked you, is the water or the sea water clean or allowed? Everybody said, yes, it's allowed because actually the origin of it, it is clean. So this is a general statement where is the water, it is clean and pure and it is allowed. Unless, that is unless it's something else. But in general, the water, it is pure. And water, I can use it in anything. So from this, I get a rule or a general statement from here, because this is a general evidence. So I get a general statement that I can apply it anything in my life. For example, the order is general to be applied. يعني, when Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, he said, وَمَا آتَاكُمُ الرَّسُولُ فَخُذُوهُ. This is a general statement and we shall follow. وَمَا نَهَاكُمْ عَنْهُ فَانْتَهُوا. So whatever the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, he tells us not to do it, then we shall not do it. So we are asked to follow the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam to apply it. So what is requested from us is to listen to the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam and apply it. So this is a general statement. The order in general to be applied. Whatever the Prophet he came with and whatever he asked us not to do, in general, I need to obey. I need to do this order. So this is a general statement of one of the basics, one of the foundation. So from where we got it from the general evidence. We didn't extract it from ourselves. We didn't come up with this title or this foundation from ourselves. No, we got it from the Quran. It is there. We used it as a general statement. Now, you will ask me, what is the use of this? So let us go to the other section here. you already know what is the specific evidence. The specific evidence, وَأَقِيمُوا الصَّلَاةَ وَآتُوا الزَّكَاةَ. So it is specified from Allah Azza wa Jal. It is an order from Him that you need to do the prayer and you need to do the zakah. So this is an order, all right? Now, this specific evidence, it leads us to fiqh knowledge, not usul. No. It's not usul fiqh. It leads us to fiqh knowledge. So here, do you see the differences? Here, usul. Here, not usul. This is the fiqh knowledge. The only thing that is added here is usul. Now, this fiqh knowledge, it leads us again to Islamic ruling. يعني, actually, the Islamic ruling, it comes from a specific evidence. It doesn't come by itself. You will never find Islamic ruling coming by itself. It's just an Islamic ruling. How come this Islamic ruling came? This Islamic ruling, actually, it has been extracted in many phases to reach to this rule. Now, let us see the example. Now, we are ordered here to give salah, to do salah and to give zakah, right? But is it applied by everyone? Can we apply to everyone? We don't know. Okay, we know Allah, He ordered us, but He ordered whom? Shall we follow it or we shall not follow it? Or shall we do it, shall we not do it? What is the statement that it tells us we have to do it? The statement that it tells us we have to do it is from the general evidence. The general evidence told us whatever the Prophet Muhammad ﷺ came with, you have to follow. And what he told you not to do, then you shall not do. So this specific evidence, I cannot apply it unless I have the general evidence. So from the general evidence, I extracted this statement down. And by this statement, I can apply the Islamic ruling statement. Yes, you shall do the zakah, you shall do or you shall pray to Allah Azza wa Jal. So I cannot apply the Islamic ruling at all unless I have this evidence, the general evidence. So yes, it is extracted from the specific, but this specific cannot be applied on me unless if I have the general evidence. Let us emphasize it more in the coming slide, inshallah, and we will end it. So how I extract the Islamic ruling again? Islamic ruling in Arabic is called al-hukm al-shar'i. How do I extract the Islamic ruling? So again, overall, the Islamic ruling, I'm getting it from fiqh, okay? So this fiqh actually is about general evidence, if you remember, ad-dalil al-ijmali, which it is the one that I get from the general evidence, usoul, or evidence of foundation from this. So to get this one, I need to understand the fiqh, which it has a general, which this one extract the information from here. It's not the vice versa. So let me draw it for you. So this one extract the information from the general. Without the general, I cannot bring the foundation. It's called qa'ida, the base. I cannot get this unless I get the general evidence. So I extracted this from this, all right? Now, since we said this from this, so I just did the chart here that you can see it. So again, usul evidence, this one here, is extracted from the general evidence. Here is the general evidence. And who extracts this general evidence is the person who called, he's a scholar, or he's called al-faqih, or he's called al-usuli. There is somebody, he's specialized in doing this. In those days, usuli or faqih is all the same. But nowadays, they're making the differences between the faqih and usuli. So for ad-dalil al-ijmali, the person who extracts the information to give us the rules is called usuli. Now, the Islamic ruling is taken from the specific evidence as we described it here, right? We said this, I cannot get the Islamic ruling unless I have the specific evidence. So yes, we extract the Islamic ruling from a specific evidence. And who does that? His name is Faqih. So here, there is a person, his name is Usuli. Here, there is a person, he has a title of Faqih. Okay? Now we'll go to this one. So the general evidence, we apply it, the general evidence, we apply it to a specific evidence. And if I apply the general to specific ruling, then I get it equals to Islamic ruling. I get a ruling. So the ruling, I cannot get it. The rule, this rule, I cannot get it unless I extract it from here. Okay, number one. And this one, number one, is applied to number two, the specific. From number two, 1 and 2, then I get number 3 is the Islamic ruling. So the Islamic ruling doesn't come just from nowhere. I have to have a general evidence. From this general evidence, I get the lower part of the specific evidence, and from the specific evidence, I get the ruling. So the ruling is created by the general evidence actually. So if you want to say the general evidence that extract the foundation from it, it's okay. Or the general evidence, we apply it to specify, to get the specific evidence, this is fine. So again, we'll revise. Now maybe this one, it will be clear. Again, general evidence, it goes down, we get Usoul ilm al-fiqh. Usoul means evidence, foundation. So I get foundation. So what I get from here, I get foundation. Okay. From this foundation, I get a statement, a general statement. Okay. A general statement. This general statement, it doesn't work, or the specific evidence, it doesn't work unless I have this statement. So if I apply this statement to specific statement, then this is the Islamic ruling. In short, this is all what about the Islamic ruling. So now the Islamic ruling, if you hear the Islamic ruling, al-hukm al-shar'i, actually it is about the general evidence that it reached us to the Usoul ilm al-fiqh, or the Usoul fiqh knowledge, which I extract from it the foundation evidence. And this foundation evidence, it has a statement which is applied as general. And the Islamic ruling cannot be applied unless I get this statement and I apply it on the specific, then I get the Islamic ruling. I can apply the Islamic ruling and I can call it as an Islamic ruling. So Islamic ruling is not only a specific, it's not enough. Islamic ruling, if you will say that is only a specific evidence I take from, it's not enough. I need 1 and 2 to be applied together. It doesn't work only alone. It doesn't work only alone. I need the general to be applied on the specific that I can reach to the rule. This is for today. Barakallahu fikum wa jazakumullahu khaira. It is the same. It's just only a repetition for what we took before. So I hope the students, they will be ready for next week, inshallah, for the quiz. So we're gonna have the quiz in the class, inshallah.
Assalamu alaikum, Teacher Amna.
Wa alaikum assalam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Yeah, do you have PDF for this lesson, teacher? I mean,
Send it today, inshallah.
Okay, thank you. Jazakallah khair.
Wa jazak. Barakallahu fikum wa jazakumullahu khairan. So try to be available next week. Maybe I can drop the exam at 8:30. I'm gonna remind you that we can attend at 8:30. We'll have it till 9 or 9:10. All right, for the people who will go to pray or anything. Inshallah, it will be a very easy quiz, like a few questions, which whatever you took from the 2 lessons, it's only a definition. And I already marked of course, there is important one that you have to keep in mind is the definition of al-Baydawi, the definition of, here we have the definition of Ibn Hajib, and you have the definition of al-Baydawi, and what is the fiqh knowledge and what is usul al-fiqh. And this is the definition. It's only today lessons to, sorry, it is, you can say, it's a summary of what we took last week. So you can go through it. And here is the ruling. How do we extract it from? That's it. So this is as simple as that, inshallah. بارك الله فيكم وجزاكم الله خيرا. سبحانك اللهم وبحمدك أشهد أن لا إله إلا أنت أستغفرك وأتوب إليك. بارك الله فيكم. Expecting you inshallah next week.